Let's go, guys. I'm working on my Jeep out here. I figured I might as well go ahead and try to do a live stream. I figured out how to do it horizontally instead of vertically. Took me a little bit. Uh, Let me see. I'm going to sit here for a minute and see if anybody else shows up. Probably won't. Already proven YouTube don't want anything I have to say to be heard. I'm giving you guys medical misinformation. I'm just giving you all kinds of misinformation according to YouTube. I mean, they don't like to be mentioned when you're doing a live stream, that's for sure. It took my last live stream on my Watachee channel. It took that thing. It was 30 minutes long, took about 16 hours to be released. That's a fact. I try to give people a chance here and do these lives because there's a lot of people, man, I want to talk to you. I want to have a conversation and stuff. Well, I don't know what more to do for you. Hey, hell, I put my phone number, address, everything online. I go live. A handful of people show up. Nobody, I mean, I know you're not being notified. That's for sure. I've proven that. But all right, I've repeated myself a couple of times already, so whatever. I don't care if anybody shows up. I'm doing this for me and Jesus. And I got notes now because people know I stammer and fall, and sometimes people have to pick me up because I don't know how to get off stage. And you can call me President Joe Biden. I've been told I do the same thing in my videos. It's funny. Let me see. Where was I going with this? What's the name? Oh, military. My military career. And I want you guys to know I've got somebody that Jesus made sure that will back this. At least the time frame. He doesn't know what happened after I left, and he does know where I went, and he does know. I got a guy, man, he's one of my biggest subs right now, Gary Knight. Hey, Gary, stand up. Let everybody know who you are. Oh, yeah. He's going to help. He was brought around to help for me to prove what I've been saying to be true all along. It's funny. It's funny. You guys don't even know Jesus and God does have a sense of humor. And once they let me in on things. I don't know everything. But once I figure out everything, I tell you, I giggle, laugh. It's just straight up funny. I ain't playing with you. Let me see. What am I doing this? Oh, my military career. Let me start with this. I hated Greenwood, Indiana so bad, folks. I got to light a cigarette just because I said Greenwood, Indiana. And if you don't know about Greenwood, Indiana, when I grew up, I've done 100 videos on them. I guarantee you, at least 100 videos on Greenwood, Indiana. What it was like when I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I ain't playing with you. I got Watachee. I got Watachee running free. I got uh pop garage. I got all kinds of freaking channels, folks. I ain't playing with you. What was I talking about? Oh, military career. Gary Knight's gonna help prove this. He's gonna back it 100%. He already has. I got him in video, or not on video, but in comments already backing it. Another one of my experiments. This is how I do the stuff, folks. People been saying, prove it, Watachi, prove it. Well, he's gonna be my proof. Unless you guys want me to break out my paperwork and I can show you all that. But I've given my social security number out and everything. Government, everybody knows what I'm saying to be a fact. I ain't lying. I don't need to. Me, a guy I was friends with after I was thrown out of high school before I graduated. I didn't graduate with my class. I was there was one of my teachers that had me uh, expelled or suspended right at the end of the year. So I was like a 1.5 points or whatever it was in order to be able to graduate. So they refused to let me graduate high school with my class. I took a GED class and blew it out of the water. uh, I was my birthday's always been in the same place at the end of the school year. So most of the people I went to school with was always their birthdays and everything. They always had a year on me. People in my when I was in high school, they were graduating at um, 18 years old. I wasn't 18 yet because we were graduating the same month I turned 18. So I was always younger and stuff. And by the time my class graduated, which was, I can't even, it was 81, 1981. I couldn't graduate with them because I was 1.2 or one, and I don't know, credit, 1.5 credits off because the teacher suspended me claiming I was smoking a cigarette, and I called him a liar because it wasn't a cigarette. I was actually smoking a joint, and I thought I was still correct and even claimed that all the way. I claimed the person was a liar. I wasn't smoking a cigarette. I fought it all the way to death because I wasn't. I was smoking a joint. Uh, and that's why I lost that battle because it was still a cigarette. No matter what was inside, it didn't matter. I was lucky at that time that they wasn't claiming it was a joint because there could have been charges involved with that. But I called them a liar all the way down. I wasn't claiming I was smoking a joint. I had just kept claiming they were claiming I was smoking a cigarette. And I said, "You're a liar. I wasn't smoking a cigarette. I wasn't smoking a Marlboro or whatever. I wasn't smoking that." I was smoking it in my sister's car, which ended up being my car too. But anyway, I GED'd out shortly after. Um, Tried out for me and a buddy of mine. This was our back then, and I had heart and lung problems back then, folks. I ain't playing with you. I was born with them. I had them back then. I was never able to play too many sports, too much of any sports. I did play some sports, but never no good at it because I didn't have the lungs for it, and my heart. Every time I'd run, my heart get beating so fast I couldn't run very far. So, uh, but somehow I passed. Me and my buddy. I'm trying to tell the whole story. Me and my buddy was talking, and we were like, we want to just get out of Greenwood, Indiana. We were sick of it. We were done. We just wanted to go in, sign up, get the heck out of there. A lot of our friends were already gone. Navy, Air Force, Marines. I got friends that's been in all of them, and so me and this guy was like, you know what, let's do it. And I was tough, folks. I was tough, but I wasn't. I couldn't. Let me tell the story. Me and this guy, we decided we're gonna go in to the army. My dad was in the army. I decided the army, and he was gonna go. We were gonna go in on the buddy system. They told us at the where we were talking to them about it. Well, you guys can go in on the buddy system. You'll go through basic training. You'll be MOS, and you'll be all this. And all this will be you guys. You guys will be buddies all the way through it. We were like, all right, all right, all right. So if we can do that, me and him got talking. I was like, man, you know what? I'm ready. If we're gonna do this, let's just do it all the way. Green Berets, Airborne, whatever we can get into. We're gonna both attack it. This guy was taller, a little bit taller than me, skinnier, more athletic than I was even close to being. We go and we're talking to the recruiter and everything, and they go, "Okay, all right, I tell you what, man," and we're like, "Man, we're ready. We want to get out of here tomorrow." He's going, "All right. Well, what we can do you on this buddy system. We can take you down here in Indianapolis. I lived in Greenwood. They said we'll set you up. We'll set you up with we're going to give you the test. We're going to give you the physical and swear you in all on the same day. And we can have you out of here in 3 weeks." Me and my buddy, I'm looking out. Hey, I'm like, let's do it. And we shake hands on it. Let's do it. So they gave us a date to show up there. I go and pick the guy up because I don't even think he had a car. But I went over and picked him up. We drove up to the place, got out, went in on time. We were there. We get in line, and they have us. We're signing papers and filling out stuff and doing all this. We're still sitting there together, and we're doing all this. And then all of a sudden, they call me up and called me in to go, or no, they called us both in to go in and take a written test. So we go in there and we do that. It takes, I can't remember how long. That was a long time ago, folks, 40 years ago. More, or no, it was about 40 years ago. Uh, it was more than that, actually. But I don't remember how long it took, but I took the test. He took the test. And then as we were done, we got called into different areas and separated. I go in, and the next thing was the physical. I went through all the physical stuff and everything. Went through, got okayed for all that. I walked into an office with me and about 12 other people. They told us to raise our hand up. We were sworn in. First time sworn in. I went through all this. This other guy, I didn't know what was going on with him. Walk out into, we got done being sworn in, signed the paperwork, everything. We already done. They finally bring me out to my buddy, or put us in the same room again. I walk over to my buddy. I got my hand out. I'm like, well, I guess we're doing it now, right? He looks at me and goes, I couldn't pass the test. Now, I done told these people, oh man, hey, if I'm swearing in for airborne infantry, uh, Green Berets, whatever, me and my buddy, we're going to do this together. We're doing it all. I already swore into that. I ain't playing with you. Now I get out here, my buddy's sitting out in the lobby and sitting there waiting on me because he couldn't even pass the test. He's waiting on me because he rode with me. I'm looking at him. He's telling me he couldn't even pass the test. And I'm going, well, what? I've been sitting out here this whole time waiting on you. I'm like, man, do you know what I've already sworn into? I I know my eyes got that big around. I marched myself right back into that office. I ain't playing with you guys. Right back into that office, I'm telling you. I told them people that Green Beret stuff, that airborne infantry, all that, let's wipe that away. I want a kitchen job or something. I still ended up Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Fort Sill, Oklahoma. That's where they train the infantry, folks. That's where they trained the infantry back in. I don't know where they train them today, to be honest. But they had two barracks back then. They had these barracks that were World War II barracks, and they had these brand new barracks just put in. It looked like college dorms. Watachee was in the college dorms. They called it Hollywood back then in Fort Sill. I was in the Hollywood part. I thank God I wasn't in them old World War II barracks. Uh, I still at night I'd go to sleep and wake up thinking I was at home in my own bed. That's how comfortable it was in my basic training. But uh, it wasn't long. I didn't even make it through basic training, folks, because of once the physical stuff started happening, my heart problem and my lung problem started affecting, and I had to look at a drill sergeant. He was asking me, why can't you keep going? And I said, get over here. And if your heart's pounding like mine, I guarantee you wouldn't be continuing any farther. And he reached down and he grabbed my wrist, started feeling my heart rate. And he was like, sit down, son. Well, that was 40 years ago, and they still ain't been able to fix my lungs or my heart. Even though 3 heart surgeries later and filing bankruptcy on $150,000 worth of medical bills, I'm still living with it. But no, folks, I didn't even make it through basic training. I've never told anybody I ever did. I don't tell anybody I'm a veteran in any way, shape, or form. I claim to. I I love vets, man. I love everybody. And I got questions that I can ask them that none of them can answer. But I still love them. I know many, many, and one of them that's still alive is in my family. So, guys, that's Watachee's military career. Now, that doesn't show anything of my weapons training, doesn't show anything because I didn't learn what I know from the military. So, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but people, when I try to tell you guys stories, and I used to tell my wife this, and because she knows so many of these stories, she was there, she was around, she knows these stories of my life, and she, so many people would ask me about my life, and I would be telling them, and they would, yeah, oh, whatever, whatever. You always got a better story. What you been through more, done more. It ain't that. It ain't that. I didn't stay in one place. I didn't. I moved. I did so many things that it's just different than what other people have done. My parents were travelers. My dad was from Nashville. My mother was from Ohio. Somehow they met in Arizona and started their family. My sister was born in Arizona. I was born in Nashville, and my brother was born in Ohio. My wife was born in Colorado, or I think Colorado or Utah. She's from Colorado. I was born in Nashville. We met in Arizona, and we've lived in probably 7 states since we've known each other. How did I get off on that? I thought I was talking about my military career, but anyway, I don't know. That's just old man stuff, me thinking. God loves you guys. I love you. And Jesus did not do and go through what he went through for just a few of us. He's here for all of us. Folks, I've been all across, there ain't no difference from one end to the other of this country. Ain't nobody on this earth gonna save you. Not a president, not a governor, not a mayor, not a sheriff. None of them are going to save you. only Jesus. Anybody else you are thinking's going to come and save you, it ain't going to happen, folks. It isn't going to happen. I've been expecting it to happen for 61 years. JFK was president when I was born. JFK. Guys, seek Jesus. Seek Jesus. I love y'all. Till next time. Thanks for whoever's watching or whoever watches later. Till next time.